What up? What up? Welcome back. You feel me? To the Only God Could Judge Me podcast. You feel me? We back. We in full effect. You know what I mean? Yeah. You know what I'm saying? So we here now, man. Shout out to everybody watching, wherever you from, wherever you tuning in at. Shout out to you. You the real GOAT, man. You feel me? You the MVP. You know what I mean? Yeah, so we back, man, with another episode, another week, another day in the life, you know what I'm saying, of living in this crazy world we living in, you know what I mean? And I'm gonna just start to say about I could only talk about my personal experiences or whatever, talk about like the things that's important to me, you feel me, or things that I encounter or whatever. And yeah, man, just for like the last maybe week or so. I mean, definitely longer than that, but specifically around this week, just like it seems like it's just becoming harder and harder to be black. Lord is my witness. I'm not lying to y'all. You feel me? Like it's for me, it's just been really challenging. You know what I'm saying? Like, whether people want to watch you a little close when you're in the store or people just like treating you like you just like the terrorist of the world. You know what I'm saying? Like it's just black people just mass shooting everything up. You know what I mean? It's like treated like terrorists. You know what I'm saying? And I know it comes from years and decades of just mis misrepresentation of African American men. I'm not saying the sisters don't go through their own trials, tribulations, or turmoil, but I'm not a sister, so I can't fully, like, experience that. You feel me? However, just as a brother, as a black man, it's probably like one of the toughest jobs. They always talk about like, being a rapper is the hardest job. Yeah, you signed up for it. You feel me? You know what I'm saying? You wearing all the jewelry. You know what I'm saying? You amongst people in impoverished situations, and you feel me? People who struggling. You know what I'm saying? Like real hard. You know what I mean? You flashy all your jewelry and driving expensive cars, living people's dream, you feel me? Automatically, of course, you would be a draw, you know what I'm saying? And typically, what I'm saying, even in the urban communities is positive and negative, you know what I'm saying? A positive thing that somebody might want to do to inspire someone or make people feel like they can make it out too. At the same time, on the flip side of that coin, there's other people who feel like they can never make it out. They already got it made up in their mind, like they struggle, their things that the poverty that they experience, and they don't see a way out. You know what I'm saying? So those type of people, you gotta watch out for. Like they real wolves and venomous. You feel me? You know. So yeah, man. Shout out to everybody out there trying to use wisdom. You feel me? Because the thing that people don't understand is like this. You know, I'm not gonna sit up here and lie. I struggle with being human. I struggle with being Christian. I struggle with being a follower of Jesus. A lot of people think that because you're a Christian or a follower of the Lord that you perfect. Absolutely not. Like I got flaws. You feel me? I got pride. I got man anger issues. You feel me? But the thing is that like not shying away from God eventually, what I'm saying, he gonna use those things, what I'm saying, and improve me as a human being, you know what I mean? But and I just want to that's why, I want to let that be known because people think that because you a follower of the Lord that like you are Jesus, and it's like, nah, bro, like don't if you slap me, I don't know if I'm gonna turn the other cheek. You feel me? Like if you take something from me, I don't know. You know what I mean? I'm only human, you know what I'm saying? And I struggle with that, you know what I mean? Because, God so loved the world that he gave. He gave his only begotten son that whoever believes in him should not perish and have everlasting life. We all know that, John 3:16, but God actually loves the world. I don't, you feel me? You know what I'm saying? And I know that sounds weird, it's that like, the world is tricky. The world will try to kill you. The world will prolong you away from God. The world would create shackles and chains on you that you can't really break free from without the power of the blood of the Lamb. You feel me? But at the same token, I remember that I was one of those people in the world, you know what I'm saying, like living in the dark, you feel me? And, not knowing who God was and not knowing who I was, not knowing the real reality. You know what I mean? Because the devil is silent. You feel me? The enemy is silent, man. He's slick and slimy. You feel me? And at the end of the day, you know what I'm saying? Like, what ends up being our enemy, you know, is our own self. You know what I mean? The enemy, you know, he will use ourselves to hate ourselves, you know, and that's one thing I want to talk about is self-sabotage, you know what I mean? I'm not sure, people may not know the meaning or whatever. I'm not Webster, you feel me? You might can look it up yourself, you know, but pretty much it's just like, you know, you in your own way, because it's like you can't get past your own failures, you can't get past your own limitations, you can't get past your own inabilities to overcome certain things. You feel what I'm saying? You know, and that's one thing that I struggle with. You know what I'm saying? You know, because you know, I really felt like I was just standing outside, and I felt like God hovering over me. You feel me? And I felt like God was angry with me a little bit, and I'm like, dang God, like, what's up? You feel me? We good? Like, you know, I'm trying, you feel me, like a real effort, you know what I'm saying? I'm going to church, you know, I'm doing the whole disciplines, you feel me? Going to Bible study, connecting with other people, you know what I'm saying? You know, trying to walk this narrow path, you feel me? But at the same time, God was like, and I had to dig deep. I'm like, why is God mad at me? Like, I know it's not past sins. I know it's not, you know, I know it's not something that Jesus already paid the price for. You feel what I'm saying? So then it hit me and dropped in my spirit. Like God was angry or mad, upset with me because of me, because of my own doubt, unbelief, and the things um, that I should be shooting and aiming for. I've slowed down, and I've, you know, started to like question and wonder. You feel me? Like, you know, is this thing gonna happen? Is this music ever gonna take off the ground? Is this, you know what I'm saying? Am I really gonna be the a financial pillar in my community, in my family, to make a difference in the world? You know what I'm saying? To give back to the poor, to help change somebody's life. You know what I mean? You know, am I gonna be that person that God, you know, is giving me the ability to become? Am I gonna blossom? Am I going to reach my pinnacles? You feel what I'm saying? You know, and that is a good question. You know, and as I look through the world, I see a lot of people who may didn't reach their fullest peak. You know, and it could be a overwhelming and frustrating thing sometimes, because we don't really know who we are. We don't know what we're capable of being. We don't know, you know, like we haven't seen the fullness of God, like at work in our life. You feel me? And the thing is that, like, it gets tough. It gets tough. You know what I mean? And you know, I just want you guys to know that y'all not alone. You feel me? I know I'm not alone. You know, um, whether you had, you know, I'm not saying me particularly, but just throwing stuff out there. Like, if you had, you know, siblings who used to make you feel insecure about the way you look, or your cousins, or your parents, or whoever it was, your aunties, somebody who, you know what I'm saying, always talking about you just like your parent, and blah blah blah. You ain't gonna do this. Limitations, like the familiar spirits. You feel me? And you know, that's why God transforms us into a new family. Not necessarily, I'm not talking about dismissing our old family. I'm talking about this spiritual journey. As you walk on it, you're gonna meet more like-minded people, and they're gonna be like your family. You know what I'm saying? Whether y'all stay cool forever or not. You know what I mean? You know, because it's important, man, in these last days. You feel me? Remember, the devil hiding in the dark. If you go in your house with the lights off, you don't know what's in there. You feel me? The thing is that, and the enemy's so comfortable there. You know what I mean? He don't, you know, that's his biggest trick, tricking people, making think that he don't really exist when he do. You know? And we got so much death, so much trauma, so much suicide, so much um, uh, horrific things happen in our society, mass shootings. We got, you know, we got so much going on, and somehow, you know, the enemy he get out the way, like he ain't getting blamed for none of it. You know what I'm saying? You know, but it gets tough, man. It gets tough, man. You know what I'm saying? So I'm learning how to have a better relationship with myself. I'm learning how to love myself. I'm learning how to set boundaries. You feel me? And I'm learning that like if I have new people that come into my life for whatever reason, if they not improving me, if they're not pushing me, or if they're not on the same page and direction that I'm in, no matter what, I gotta part ways. You feel me? You know what I mean? Because it's no respect of person. You are who you hang around. You know what I mean? You know, some people got low life friends. You feel me? You know what I mean? Low vibrational friends. You feel me? Low frequencies. You know what I'm saying? I'm not knocking that because we all human. You know, I'm not trying to say that we should ever get to a point that we think we better than nobody. No, but at the same time, it's like when you a person on a mission, when you fishing on a mission, y'all like that, huh? Fishing. When y'all fishing on a mission, you know what I mean? You gotta be on the task. You gotta be on the grind. You gotta be on the move. You know what I mean? And that's something that's really important. You know what I mean? And I just want to encourage everybody out there to love yourself no matter what, bro. Like, or sis or whatever. Take yourself to the movies. Take yourself on a date. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's crazy as it sounds. You feel me? Like, you don't always got to be in the company of somebody like lowering your standards. You feel me? To meet, just you know, compromising your standards just to have company. You know what I'm saying? I'd rather be by myself. You know what I mean? Because at the end of the day, who was born by herself, you're gonna die by yourself, you feel me? You didn't come in the world, you came in the world naked, you're gonna leave naked, you feel me? You can't take nothing with you, you know what I mean? But in between that birth and that little that little slash, is everything is now, you feel me? Everything is now, it's time to wake up, it's time to grow, it's time to evolve, it's time to make the 2.0 you feel me? And I strongly believe that, you know what I'm saying? Because as God continues to bless my life, you know what I mean? Like, you know, I pray the same blessings for you, you know what I mean? You know, God will give you the desires of your heart, you feel me? He's a rewarder of those who diligently seek him, you know? And I'll give you an example, you know, my testimony, you know. Um, I just, I basically got my dream car for free, you know what I'm saying? And I know that sounds crazy. It's an old school. It's my very first car. You know, if you lived in the hood, you probably know what it is. You feel me? It's a Bach Chev, Classic Caprice Classic, whatever you want to call it. And I met a pastor, and he blessed me with it. He blessed me with it. I offered him a car to trade and some cash, and he turned it down and just blessed me with it. You know what I mean? So stuff like that don't happen. You know, I literally just seen somebody with the same exact car, maybe a little bit better shape, and he paid. Actually, he traveled from Cali, from Sacramento, all the way to Oklahoma, and paid $6,000 for it and brought it back. So you could just imagine, you know what I mean? You know, but I want to encourage some of my sisters just some of my sisters in general, because I don't care if you saved or not. Like, I ain't gonna lie, I don't really think Jesus was so particular. Like, he was more, if you read the word, he was more like against the religious traditions of the church and more for the people, like the prostitutes and the sinners, the tax collectors, whatever you want to call it. He was drawn to those people with love, with grace and compassion. You feel me? And that's why I think the church is losing, and the gap is getting bigger as the time winds down. You know, but I know God used people like me. You feel me? Because like I got a past. You know what I mean? You know, I also got a future. You feel me? And it's different versions of myself. You know what I mean? That I've grown, that I've been doctrined through, grew through, all that type of stuff, you know what I mean? And I think that people are doing themselves a disservice from staying away from God. You feel me? You're not doing yourself a favor by staying away from God. You know, God get the blame for all of the problems that your parents did, whether your parents abandoned you, whether they raised you improperly, incorrectly, or whatever. We always look at God like, man, what, God? And I'm not trying to sound, you know, insensitive towards that. However, God does not involve himself in free will. You know, God gave us all life. He gave us all potential to create life, to create wealth, to do whatever you want to do. However, if somebody gets wronged in some type of way by another human, you can't put that on God. You feel me? That's on that human. You know what I mean? And however, I understand that if that person is a false representation of who God is, because God wouldn't send you somebody that's truly a representation of Himself, and then they wrong you. You feel me? You know, because the heart. You know what I mean? The heart is important. You know, and so I just want y'all to know that. You know what I mean? And you know, I just want people to stay strong, stay diligent, you know, seek to fear God is the beginning of wisdom, you know what I mean? To fear God is the beginning of wisdom, you know what I mean? And we need wisdom for our everyday life, you know? I believe that wisdom will take you many places that ignorance won't, obviously, you feel me? You know, I think that, you know, wisdom will allow you to be the full best version of yourself, you know what I mean? And I just want to just thank everybody for tuning in, man. And I got some stuff coming up, you know, supposed to be going on tour next month, and supposed to be I'm working on some new music. I've been in the studio, you know, and just grinding, man, just grinding, trying to make sure I stay financially afloat for my children, you know. And shout out all the parents out there, man. Shout out to all the parents. You matter. You mean the most to the world, you know, because your children, they're gonna grow up and they're gonna be somebody else's children one day, baby. You know what I'm saying? And the cycle goes on. And we want to raise good children. We want to raise children that know God. We want to raise children who, you know, children who have character, no discipline. You know what I mean? We want to raise the type of children that you know, that make the world a better place. You know what I mean? And I know we're not living in a perfect world. You know, I live in the slums. I live in the hood. You know what I'm saying? It's dangerous. The police is scared. Everybody nervous. You feel me? But at the same time, like when you got the angels, you got the Lord, you got the protection. You praying. You feel me? It's gonna be all good, man. So I just want to encourage everybody just to keep tuning in. You feel me? You know what I'm saying? Love on yourself. Treat yourself to something nice. You know what I mean? And yeah, man. Signing out. Only God can judge me. You feel me? We out.